Hello, this is Matt Dixon with Sign Digital Graphics Magazine. I'm here at the NBM show in Denver with Matt Charboneau of Matt Charboneau Signs. Matt is a designer of signs, and as well he is a frequent contributor to Sign Digital Graphics Magazine. Thank you very much for joining me here today.
You're welcome.
Tell me about some trends that you're seeing in the sign design world over the last few years.
What I've seen that's really exciting is that a lot of getting away from rectangular shapes or square shapes. The 90-degree corner has always been the curse of a designer because, let's face it, how creative can you get when you're dealing with boxes? You can stack boxes, you can make boxes on top of boxes, and you can boxes inside of boxes. But I've seen some very creative things with the advent of CAD software that allow us to get three-dimensional shapes designed in a way that they can actually be fabricated. It's one thing to draw it up and make it look pretty, but if you can't build it, it's really nothing more than a pretty picture.
What are some faux pas that you're seeing some designers today make with their signs?
There are some basics that we've known in the industry that we need to conform to, and that is white space around the lettering, the negative space that goes around the text or around the copy of the sign. To this day, I see that violated continually, where simply the graphics are too large for the space that's provided. That if the graphics were to be made simply a little smaller and allow more negative space, more empty space around that, it not only looks better, it reads better, it just creates a much more professional looking sign.
One of the most important parts about being a sign designer is getting your design accepted. What are some key elements to getting your client to agree to that design?
That is a $64,000 question, Matt, because as anybody that's in the business knows, you can come up with a pretty picture, but if that picture does not relate to the client's needs, if it doesn't address a problem, if it doesn't provide a solution, it's simply a pretty sign. One of the keys to really creating a set of illustrations that a client will say, yes, that's what I want to buy, is you have to back the thing up to where the salesperson is making the initial contact with that client to find out exactly where that customer, where that client needs to be with a finished product. That client may not even care that it's a pretty looking sign. That client may only be worried about, it says to open 24 hours, that's the most important thing to me. And then until you understand that as a designer, until you really know where that client is trying to go with this investment in their sign, you might as well be throwing darts because you're never going to land on the exact right buying signal or the buying key that's going to get that customer to sign on the bottom line. One of the things that I do, that I try to do for my salespeople, is really get my head into the game, into that client's world. That's great. I'm really interested in what the salesman has to say most of the time, but I'm really more interested in hearing what that customer has to say about their $50,000 investment that they're going to make in their business. If you can come up with a design that addresses their need, answers a problem that exists and provides a solution, that's 3/4 of the battle. You'll never accomplish that unless you have a good level of trust between the salesperson and that customer. Once that relationship of trust has been established, you can come up with really creative designs that still fit the budget, and that client's going to take it. The client will make that purchase with the salesman if that trust is there. And again, like I said, you back that up to the very first time they shake hands. That's what it's all about, that relationship. Once that relationship is in place, the designing becomes pretty easy.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Once again, this is Matt Dixon with Sign Digital Graphics Magazine here at the NBM show in Denver.